Yo, what up, squad? It's your boy C's from thecaesarlife.com. Today, we're going to be discussing how to be creative. Now, some people find it really hard to be creative in a particular moment because they're asking their mind, they're asking themselves to do something that they haven't been doing all day, they haven't been doing all week or all month or even all year, right? And they have like this blast of inspiration to do something creative in a particular moment because they've been observing other creators and they kind of mustered up all that momentum they need to get started, but they get to that moment and they can't create. And through my experience, I believe that to be so because, again, you're asking yourself to do something that you haven't been doing. In order to do something, you have to be that something, right? So in order to create or be creative, you have to be a creator. It's not something that, it's not a switch that you just turn on. You have to grease it, right? And in order to do that, you have to create as much as you possibly can. It's not something that you just create every day and then you just post it somewhere. It's more so that you create and you just build up that creative momentum, right? That creative momentum will push you into a creative task or a creative endeavor. So if you are a daily vlogger, you can't just, I'm not saying that you just can't, but I'm just saying you'll find it difficult to start daily vlogging and just picking it up and running with it if that's not something that you're accustomed to doing, right? In order to be a daily vlogger, you have to be a daily vlogger, right? And in order to do that, you just start slow, start building upon it, right? Start the creative process as early as you possibly can in your day so that if you come to the moment where there's that perfect shot or there's that perfect opportunity to capture an idea, you don't freeze, right? You just like, okay, I've been creative all day. I do this. Let's get it, right? So there's a lot of people that find themselves get stuck in the creative process because, again, they haven't been creating. So in order for you to switch from that consumer to that producer mode, you have to take away some of that consumption and put that into production, right? So if you find yourself consuming daily vlogging material or consuming content on a day-to-day basis without contributing, without producing, you'll have to scale that back and start putting that into the production bin. So start off slow, and what you'll see is you build some momentum, and that momentum is going to continue so that when you do have an hiatus where you take a break, or take a creative break, you're well deserved of that. It's not something that you just try to hit the ground sprinting and then you get that creative burnout, right? So in order for you to in order for you to be creative, you got to start creating, right? Start small and work your way up from there, right? It doesn't have to be, I know we're surrounded with all of this, analysis paralysis, but when it comes down to it, you have to become what it is that you want to do, right? So if you want to be a daily vlogger, you want to be a content creator, you want to be a business owner, you have to behave in those manners, and you have to behave in those manners for a consistent period of time. So again, if you're struggling being creative, pick a small creative task to do, right, every single day for a consistent period of time, and then you'll see how easily it translates to every other creation that you have that inspiration to do, right? So like if, again, I'm a daily vlogger, I create content, and anytime that I find myself stuck, I can always retrace back and be like, okay, what have you been doing? I've been consuming more than I've been creating. So what do? Stop the consuming and start the producing. Like writing shit, journaling. That's like, I believe, is the very first and foundational creative outlet, So, and that's just for you, that you can read, stuff it under your pillow, under your mattress, whatever. But first thing in the morning, after you meditate, you get your wisdom from the universe, right? You start jotting it down, like write down freely without any sort of thought of paragraphs and sentences and whatnot. As long as it makes sense to you, just write down, what do you want that day? What do you want to do that day? And what happened the previous day, or what you think is going to happen today, right? You just write freely. Like, ask yourself, what is happening, or how's it going? And then just like write freely. And then you'll find yourself like, man, all like you just look at the page just flowing 2-3 pages deep, and you're like, man, I didn't even know that was in me. And then you take your camera, you take your phone, whatever, and then you just go document your day. Be creative that way as well. Keep it super simple, right? Human beings, we just tend to overcomplicate things. We invent new words, new terminology, and give it 100 different definitions when it doesn't even matter, right? It's all about what's within and what's expressed out. Anyways, that's my idea on being creative. And if you're struggling with being creative, hopefully this video helps. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to comment, subscribe. Holla back. Peace.